Look at this chart. It's ETH versus Bitcoin. When Bitcoin outperforms ETH, it goes down. When ETH outperforms Bitcoin, it goes up. Well, it's going up. And you'll notice it bounced from the exact same level ETH BTC bounced from in 2020, just before the start of the greatest bull run in history. But this chart has some hidden dangers. And if you aren't aware of those dangers, you are part of the 97% who will fail this run. Look, we all know the path to Altseason chart. Altseason is phase 4. Manic, unhinged. Right now we're in phase 2, the ignition. The engine is just starting to turn over. Yes, some alts are pumping, but ETH is outperforming alts by a huge margin. Look at ETH versus other alts. Not pretty. We're on phase 2, not phase 4. And if you rotate all your capital in phase 2 thinking it's phase 4, you become exit liquidity for someone else's plan. Let me be crystal clear. Anyone who tells you Altseason has already started has never actually lived through a real Altseason. A real Altseason is when random no-name microcaps are doing 100x overnight. A real Altseason is when you walk away from your desk to grab a coffee, come back and your $1,000 bag is suddenly worth 10,000. A real Altseason is when the altcoin season index is screaming 95, not sitting at around 50 where it is today. It's when retail is panic buying with their credit cards. That is not happening yet. But the 97%, they think it is. And that is exactly why they're going to lose. We've seen this exact movie play out before, guys. And if you haven't, then watch this. These are the dangers that ETH BTC shows. Dangers you have to be aware of. In 2021, the rotation from ETH into alts wasn't a straight line. It took months, and it came with multiple brutal fake outs that crushed anyone who jumped the gun. Right now, the ETH BTC chart is bouncing from the exact same support zone it did last cycle. It's poetic, but it's also a minefield. And before you leave a comment saying, FUD, I am still very bullish. I'm just pointing out a simple reality. In 2020 and 2021, before the real face melting breakout, ETH BTC had 3 brutal retraces. Here, here, and here. And what happened with all 3 of these retraces? Alts got slaughtered. And whilst I'm not convinced we'll get the same sorts of retraces this time, I won't bury my head in the sand and say it's impossible, because that's what the 97% who constantly lose do. So if you're piling into low caps right now just because ETH had a few green days, you need to ask yourself this one question. What if we get a major pullback, just like in 2021? The 97% never ask that question. They see green and yell, send it. The 3% ask, what if, and plan accordingly. Now, I need to say this again because we live in a world with zero nuance. You are either a dumbass YOLOing into shitcoins every time ETH rallies, or you're an evil bearish footer who is about to get wrecked. Again, that's how the 97% think. They're so obsessed with being right, they don't listen to nuance. So let me be absolutely, unequivocally clear. I believe this will be the biggest bull run in crypto history, and I believe a monster alt season is coming. Different to the last, more concentrated and rotational. But I still believe it's coming. But belief doesn't make you money. Discipline does. That's how the 3% operate. That's how you win. Now, if you've watched this far and still think we're in phase 4, you're not listening. Pause, rewind, and start again. If now you see the truth, this is your first step into the 3% club. So, how do the 3% play this differently? It's not magic, it's a playbook. It's built on 3 pillars: structure, patience, and probability. Pillar 1, we trade structure, not hype. The 97% trade hype. A green candle is a signal, a tweet is a signal. The 3% trade structure. ETH showing a bit of strength isn't the signal. ETH BTC breaking out of its multi-year range, holding that breakout and showing sustained momentum whilst Bitcoin dominance plummets, that's a signal. Right now we're in phase 2. Ignition. The engine is turning over. The car is rumbling. The race hasn't started yet. If ETH stalls here, or if Bitcoin dominance suddenly reverses and starts climbing,